All right, so this video is called The Dark Future of Brain Rot Generation. And see, I've got little sisters growing up in this time period, which kind of sucks because they spend a lot of their time indoors on their iPad playing Roblox or doing whatever kids do, skibbity whatever. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have even said those words because now I feel like an idiot. But when I was growing up, we were going to the park. We were just walking around, just exploring life, you know? Nowadays, everything is on the computer, everything's on the iPad. You want to communicate with friends? I'll just go on Xbox Live or I'll just go on some sort of Discord or something like that and hang out with my friends there instead of getting actual face-to-face time, which I believe is a hindrance on them. They should have lived the life we live.
Disturbing trend polluting children's minds right now. And it started.
Did that kid just say skibbity as he's getting a shot? Dude, what is going on?
To mess with
Kids used to get bullied for stuff like this, and now everybody's doing it. I'm not going to say I miss bullying because a lot of people, you know, took their own lives because of it, but it was a factor in life that really set people straight. Hey, you're doing something stupid. We're going to make fun of you for it. Now you won't do it again. But, you know what I'm saying? People kind of frown on that nowadays.
with their brains.
Dude, what Roblox game is this? I've never seen this.
Like, why is this kid suddenly getting afraid of fruits? In fact, people are so alarmed by this, some even banned it. And
Skibbity, Sigma, Riz Mewing, Gat, Bet. It's the from Bussin'. I'm kind of shocked Duke Dennis and Phantom Tax didn't make this. If they should have, dude. They should be at least right here in the rankings. Probably Phantom Tax first, then maybe Duke Dennis.
schools. Because this cursed content also has its own nonsense language.
Stealing. Phantom Tax.
That's so stupid.
Can you play Skibidi Toilet?
So, what are these iPad kids saying?
Madlit on God, no cap.
Should we worry that there is some sort of sinister message
You know who I blame for that on God, no cap stuff? That's all Aiden Ross is doing. All these little kids watching Aiden Ross say on God 37 times in a minute and no cap. That's all Aiden Ross is doing. And these new age streamers. That's Kai Cenat, that's Aiden Ross, that's iShowSpeed, that's all them. That's why these kids say it nowadays.
Lit on God, no cap.
Should we worry that there is some sort of sinister message hidden behind these gestures?
Oh no, because this is called mewing, what he's doing.
I don't know what that is. Oh no, man.
He started doing this and I thought he was having some sort of a seizure.
There's just something not right. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but the vibes are way off. Well, Night Fam, if you're a kid, or if there is any kid in your life right now, please prepare to share this video and stay till the end. And also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, because the results we found about this strange trend will make you scared for their future.
And dude, a lot of these videos, none of these videos are ever outside, right? A kid's not out here shooting a basketball saying skibbity toilet. It's all of them on their computer, on the phone, like this little girl right here. It's like, we need to get these kids just need to be back outside more. I know Halloween is coming up and everything like that. Dude, I don't see kids trick-or-treating anymore. When I was a kid, a lot of kids were out trick-or-treating. I don't even see kids trick-or-treating anymore. Like last year, I was on the computer. I barely heard anybody come up to the door and ring the door. I don't know what's going on with life nowadays. It's just getting crazy.
Tuesday, special games, special players.
Is she doing the sketch
The
thing?
dark future of the brain rot generation.
Delicious.
And
And it's TikToks like that that'll pull 500, a million likes on TikTok. And just for no reason, just for it being skibbity related.
among them, the easiest targets, iPad kids, which we make a full video on, and you can see it if you want later after this video.
And if they are bored in the car, they'll just simulate themselves using a phone when the phone isn't really there.
Because
Dude,
wow,
that's bad.
just let screens babysit them. Their eyes are glued to videos specifically engineered to get their still developing brains hooked and addicted. We're talking bright neon colors, super snappy editing to the point point of sensory overload combined with repetitive and mindless content.
That's it. I'm taking your phone.
All to get just one goal: entrap the child to do endless scrolling. It's almost hypnotizing.
I'm Huggy Wuggy. Want to be my friend? Yes or no?
This
Dude, I don't even get what's entertaining about some of this content. Dude, back when I was growing up, you're gonna hear me say that a lot. We had a whole bunch of different Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 2. We had phase montages. We had comedy shorts gamers. These people were actually making content. I don't know what all of this is right here, but this is not a way to grow up. It's freaking sad. You know when I stopped putting TikTok down? I was in Alabama visiting family, and my parents had gotten us a hotel, right? And I had sat on that bed for, I think, close to 4 to 5 hours. I deleted TikTok then, and I never went back. And I'm glad I didn't, because it's just a nightmare.
This is what kids nowadays call brain rot. And if you still don't understand what it's about, then you've already lost the point. Because see, you're not supposed to understand it. Let's try to watch this together, for example. Wow.
What is
I
that?
mean, I feel like my brain is shrinking while I'm watching this. So how are kids supposed to survive watching this?
I'm wondering if there's some sort of plot that I'm just not understanding. But it seems pretty straightforward. Creeper gets sucked up, and now Grimace and the other Creeper are doing the Harlem Shake, I'm presuming. I just don't get the gist. And here goes Skibbity Toilet.
Though, you know, I'm an adult and I still feel engaged by it. There's something that puts you in some type of a trance while watching this, so... How are kids supposed to ever defend themselves against this?
So let's continue. Oh yeah.
Or
This reel had 10 million views, and I don't think I could tell you one thing that happened in it. It's just an overload of sounds and pictures, and it's just nothing, basically.
It's like Johnny Test.
It's really bad.
So now it makes me wonder, Nightfam, if this is what a kid watches every single day and every single night, then how much dumber do you think it has already made them?
You show your child screen time at 1, you're going to expect to see a developmental delay at 2 to 4 years old.
Because look, brain rot is intentionally dumbed down.
sticking out your gap for the Riddler. You're so skibbity.
You're so Phantom Tax.
In fact,
I just
both
wanna
brain rot
be
content
your
and brain rot
Sigma.
language are designed to exclude older people like their parents so that only Generation Alpha can understand them. They are meant to escape responsible eyes.
If this is the only way to reach children, we're doomed, because I don't know how to talk like this.
Look, let me just read to you some of these popular brain rot words. Skibbity, Ohio,
Of course.
Phantom Tax, the Sigma, God, Rizzler, Luxmaxing, Mewing, Mogging. Type in the comments
No
if you
Duke
think
Dennis?
you know the meaning
No
behind
Aura?
it. And for the kids who are watching, also let us know and educate us, the adults. Because in a while I will tell you why it's very concerning that at least 4 of these are being spoken by kids.
You failed summer skib.
On Skibbity, yeah, I did it.
And no, it's not just a fun language they just happen to throw around.
Enemy. Op. Yummy. Bussin'. Cool. Gucci.
Right now, even elementary and high school teachers are scrambling to understand why their students seem to be possessed by the spirit of brain rot.
But I'm gonna be honest, it's getting a little out of hand. This girl came up to me and exclaimed that I was at the top of her op list after I required them to do work in class today.
I mean, the fixation on this has grown so strong among kids that this teacher had to make an entire speech using it just to keep them engaged.
Dude, I wonder if maybe these kids are gonna look back at this in like 5 years and just kind of cringe at the life that they used to live back in middle school. Middle school for me wasn't really all that cringy. Elementary school, whole different story. We had the I love boobies, snapback, skinny jeans, Kanye West, lined glasses, right? So that was a lot of what I was wearing back in the day, and I used to go to the mall and just talk to whoever and just say whatever because I was just a young dumb kid, right? And I'm thinking back on it now, it's like, wow, that's cringe. I can't believe I used to do that kind of stuff. But I mean, I guess that's what life has in store for some of these kids. You got to go ahead and be stupid and act dumb, and then you can realize it. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have done that. That was kind of silly. That's just life, though, I guess.
Always remember, Riz comes from within. Middle school is Sigma.
They got her to do the Rizzler face.
Every month, this Airbnb pays me in semi-passive income. Now here's the thing, I don't own.
Worse, even science is proving it. A US study found that children born in the pandemic, also known as the era of brain rot, indeed have lower IQs.
I wonder why.
Children born during the pandemic have significantly reduced verbal, motor, and overall cognitive performance. In the decade...
Dude, they're kind of saying this stuff like it's shocking. All these kids do nowadays is sit on the iPad, play Roblox, play Fortnite, and talk to their friends on their headset. They got to be getting outside. They've got to get visual and verbal communication with these guys, not through a headset, but in actual real life. And I mean, obviously, the kids are sitting on the iPad 4 or 5 hours a day just taking in Skibidi Toilet Phantom Tax Riz stuff. It's like, of course they're going to be stupid. They have nothing challenging to watch. Everything on TikTok is not there for you to learn. It's all about satisfaction, overstimulation of the senses, and that's all these kids really want. But of course, parents nowadays, kind of on the parents, are not watching what their children are watching. They're sitting there, they're letting the iPad take care of the kid. They're letting the iPad raise the child. Parents got to be on top of what their children are watching and what they're doing, because they're still young. They're not like middle school, high school yet, where they're starting to learn who they are and becoming this person they want to be. These are like 7, 8, 6-year-olds. This is like the age where you got to get on these kids and let them know what they should and shouldn't be doing.
Before the pandemic, the mean IQ score on the standardized tests for children 3 months to 3 years hovered around 100. But for children born during the pandemic, that number tumbled to 78.
Dude, we're going back to Neanderthal.
IQ is too big to even comprehend. So who do we blame? Well, apart from ourselves for letting our addictive screens do the parenting and the teaching for these children when they should have been playing outside, touching grass, or reading actual educational books. You can blame the infamous one Skibidi Toilet viral video, a brain rot in itself that gathered tens of billions of views, and even disturbed the Russian government and other countries for what they called the uncontrollable Skibidi Toilet Syndrome.
They gave it its own name.
There's a syndrome for this. This is obviously where the word skibidi came from, which, by the way, can now mean either very cool or very bad, depending on how it's used.
Bruh. Skibidi Ohio Rizzler, Sigma.
You are a 30-year-old woman paying taxes. Why are you saying Skibidi Ohio Riz?
Bruh. Skibidi Ohio Rizzler, Sigma.
You can also blame the rise of TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts that trained kids to have an even shorter attention span than Gen Z.
And yeah, I think TikTok is a really big problem in all of this. For us, at least when we had Vine were just little comedic 6-second videos that you'd watch. Sure, were they addicting? Yes, but I think TikTok is like Vine on steroids. It's just a whole different ball game from what Vine was. Of course, you had your Dang Daniels, about a week ago, Bobby Shmurda. You had all these different memes and everything like that, but not to the level of the Phantom Tax, Skibidi Ohio. It's getting ridiculous nowadays.
And get used to looping, senseless videos that don't even carry any value.
He's just always in his own world. He really quiet for real unless he know you.
But one thing's for sure, you cannot blame the kid. I mean, it's literally not within their control. They're addicted to these super addictive things. See, because children don't yet have a fully developed prefrontal cortex, it's way harder for them to control their impulses and urges when something eye-catching comes up on their screen. On top of that, dopamine, also known as the brain's pleasure chemical, fires up when they watch these videos, keeping them helplessly stimulated and naturally wanting more of it.
It's a constant battle between immediate pleasure and self-control, making us pretty exhausted.
Because the negative effects I'm about to discuss next might just define their dark future. We're talking about sleep deprivation, lower social skills, and aggressiveness. Weaker reading and language skills.
Hold on. Also, the determinant coefficient of 0.378 indicating the student's social media usage has 38.7% influence on their reading ability, leaving the other 61.3% to other factors. Dude, we're gonna be walking around with a whole bunch of different Floyd Mayweathers in our life, dude. No kid's gonna be able to read. Nobody's gonna know how to do math. Everybody's gonna know how to do skibbity plus Ohio tax equals Gangnam Style.
These kids can't read. They can't decode. They have no vocabulary, no background knowledge.
And likely also affected critical thinking.
This is all China's doing. China wants the United States to be dumb. They want the whole world to be dumb, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. China is our problem. What we've got to do is ban China from existing. We have to nuke everything. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just sad to see how our children are nowadays.
Riz times Duke Dennis.
1 + 2 is 3.
Tomato face.
And we're not even done yet, because as these iPad kids got a bit older, they also entered streaming and gaming communities, picking up on more brain rot language, popularized by their idols like Kai Cenat and Phantom. Yes, Kai Cenat is the reason why little boys are saying Riz now, which basically means the charisma you have in picking up girls.
So what I'm hearing is that Kai Cenat has ruined our children's generation. Awesome. So Kai Cenat is basically the Antichrist, and he needs to be... No, I'm not even going to say that because that's absurd. But yeah, you can't really blame Kai for that. He's just trying to say some new lingo he picked up, and now the whole world loves it.
Riz is when, like, you talking to a girl, right?
And Phantom, well, that's his friend.
Sticking out your yacht for the Rizzler.
To describe when someone steals your food. I know, it takes a while to get it, and at this point some of you might think, isn't it normal for kids to have their own slangs though? The same way we used to say swag instead of Riz? Well, yes, but this time the danger runs deeper. Because remember when I said there are many popular brain rot words that little kids should not be saying? Well, you won't believe how inappropriate this stuff is for 5-year-old kids to be saying. Gat is just something you say when you see someone walk by with a big...
Dude, what am I looking at? Just a nightmare all around. This girl doesn't have proper hair. This is what my Roblox, and she's twerking.
Big bat.
Level 2 gat. Oh, I gat something in my eye.
Waxing is a term
That's funny.
coined by incels, which means improving your looks, even through plastic surgery, just to attract more romantic partners. Mewing is a technique you do with your tongue to improve your facial structure and have a sharper jawline, which adds to the unrealistic beauty standards.
Dude, I've been doing that since 10, 11 years old, dude. I used to remember my family used to get mad at me for doing it. And I used to make that face too. I wouldn't like put the finger on the cheek, but I'd make faces like this. It's so crazy to see that. Now it's super popular.
Mewing is like showing off your jawline, just like...
And mogging simply means outshining someone, either in attractiveness or social status, again, to attract partners. Let me remind you, these are things being normalized in conversations among little kids. Brain rot is literally training them to be fixated on the
Hold on, no, that said Livy Dunn got rizzed by Baby Groms.
Brain rot is literally training them to be
Okay, Livy Dunn rizzed up Baby Groms. Guys, so that street at 3 a.m. got Phantom Text.
fixated on their physical appearance and romantic appeal. And add to that all the other problems of social media, and you get a generation that will have to pay a big price if we don't wake up.
You can give us a pickup line?
Oh boy. Oh, okay, buddy.
Trash, I would take you out.
And yet they are out here talking about having Riz and chiseled jawlines when all they should think about are their studies.
You think I got Riz? How old are you? I'm 13. He's old enough. Do I got Riz though?
So now, if these impressionable children continue learning their social skills from brain rot content, how can we expect them to interact in real life?
The brain adjusts to a digital world of disrupted conversations, exaggerated expressions, and a lack of eye contact.
And one thing that I'm kind of nervous for the future, I think probably my generation growing up was like the last one to grow up outside, where if you ever wanted to hang out with a friend, you could just text them on your flip phone and you guys could hang out at the park, right? Nowadays, it's all on the computer and everybody's got headsets and Discord and everything like that. The one thing I'm kind of concerned about is how are these other countries revolving? How are these other countries doing compared to us? I see a lot of these videos, these kids all speak English, seem kind of American. I don't know how the other countries are responding to this. I don't see a lot of Asian, Indian, Russian kids doing a lot of this. So they're going to be a whole lot better off when they're adults, but our kids are going to be dumb Neanderthals. There's a movie, I can't think of it, what it's called, but it has Dax Shepard in it, where everybody becomes super dumb and one guy goes into the future and becomes super intelligent, even though he's like an average IQ guy. But I'm afraid that the United States is going to become this stupid cephalopod full of people who are skibbity toilet rizzing, while Japan, India, Korea, all these other countries are going to be light years ahead of us in the future.
And even more risky, because the brain rot format is already proven to go incredibly viral. The wrong type of videos disguised as child-friendly content can easily end up on their screens too. Giving kids access to YouTube is a huge mistake, even YouTube kids. It blows my mind when I see parents hand their kids a tablet and spend hours on YouTube. It's all brain rot for kids.
And see, obviously the content that they grow up with and the ones that we grew up with are completely different. Plus, we kind of had a timer of where you can be on the iPad or the television for this long, but then you have to go do your homework, or because we had like reading assignments set up where you had to go outside and read for like an hour or something like that. So you could go ahead and enjoy television, but then at some point you have to go and do your homework. And then, yeah, and plus on top of just that, we had all these different content creators who are doing all these different cool things, and now everything's just so short and it's just dopamine. It's just like dopamine inducing content that all these kids can't pay attention. It's drastically affecting our
So,
kids.
Nightfam, hearing all of this, can we still save our kids from brain rot?
The fact that the internet can just infiltrate our brains so much that people just like don't even have control over what they're saying. They just have to spout out whatever meme they've been seeing a lot. Is crazy to me.
Well, sadly, in a world where views are a powerful currency, brain rot creators will still unapologetically keep creating this idiotic content for money.
Would you say then that you also contributed slightly to the detriment of the generation in terms of the whole popularizing just brain rot?
The truth is, that's what people want to watch.
And truth is, we can no longer make our kids forget what they sadly already know by heart.
Thank you, yeah!
But the less we judge it, the more they'll open up to us.
If the math ain't mathin', don't be skibbity, don't be shook. Just come talk to me and we'll figure it out.
So, as we adults try to keep understanding the new language of the brain rot generation,
where you can edge for eternity, and everyone news and looks nice.
Let's just hope that when they get a bit older, they too will soon realize that no cap, none of this brain rot was ever a W, and that these alpha kids already got the most Ohio Sauce and Riz to be the true goats of their generation.
Dude, our kids are gonna grow up in a world like Wall-E where no one can do anything and everybody's fat and technology does everything for us and we just die a sad existence without contributing to anything.